Well, hello everyone, and welcome back to Life of Wonders. This is Polo, and I love making videos of dolls, always in Disney collectibles. And as always, if you like this kind of content and you feel like supporting the channel, then you already know what to do. So, wow, it's been a while because, since my last video, it's been like about a couple of months, and that's never happened before. I had been going through such a very stressful time personally, but seriously, I couldn't be happier to be back. I was missing that so very much. I am completely ready for it as well, and I'm feeling like a little bit emotional right now because seriously, I was just missing these and I was missing you all so much. And I'm doing so by doing my first unboxing and detail review, and we're going to be covering the full series 2 of the Barbie Deluxe style collection. And for that we have the 4 girls, which differ in size and shape. And I think that's pretty cool because for this second series they've actually added a couple more. Well, we basically have 4 different bodies with the semi-articulated the semi-articulated one that was used previously for Barbie Extra, but for Barbie Extra we only got differentiation in between both the standard size and the curvy size, and now they've added the tall and the petite body size, which I think is amazing. So I believe it's like number 5, 6, 7, and 8. I just put them in order, and basically the box has the same shape as the first collection, which is an angular shape that actually contributes for it to be really nicely displayed. I have to be a little bit critical as well because I want to say that these dolls in Europe at least are around 24.99 to even 30 euros depending on the country and I guess the retailer, and that's basically the price that we were getting for a Barbie Extra. But for Barbie Extra we were getting so much more in terms of like up to 15 accessories, and I know that the pets and the accessories that came with the pet were part of it, but we were getting so much more. So basically for the same price we're getting less, and that is something that I had to criticize in a way. But other than that, I mean, we're getting articulated bodies and in different shapes and forms, and then with all sorts of like backgrounds, hopefully with every single series providing more diversity. So again, the first one, another thing that I don't like as much is like the graphic design sort of like background that they've included in this second series. I preferred the backdrop that was supposed to be like a walk-in closet with all the pink elements. It was just so Barbie core in a way, and this is like, it feels a bit AI in a way. I don't know, probably there's someone behind these, but it feels like something that the artificial intelligence could have done, the very standard street with like the highlights of the blurred lights all around. Other than that, it's okay. So number 5, and if we turn it over we have a bit of a sketch of our girl here, and then for some reason they're not in order here. I don't know, maybe this way you can actually appreciate the different shapes even better. And then for this one we have her sketch right there. This one over here, I have to say that all of these I got them online, and I think that the quality, it's pretty good in terms of like pixelation and all that, because I didn't pick mine on a physical store. And then over here we have her sketch right there. So I will be unboxing them all and I'll be back in no time. Alright, so here we have the four models out of the box, and I can clearly see the trend that they're trying to follow, which is the metallic scheme as well as the silver accents that we can find in their accessories. Now, what impresses me the most is that they've actually achieved this by using different types of fabrics for each particular one, and even within the same one, sometimes there are a couple of different fabrics that we're going to be analyzing, all right, to just like get this metallic sheer sort of like look, and that is really really impressive. So Barbie Deluxe doll number 5. Here we have our Millie doll. And yeah, I mean, we've seen her so many times that it might feel a little bit boring. But I'm not mad because this is one of the times that we actually get a Millie phase Barbie doll with quite long platinum blonde hair, because normally, especially if it's like within the universe, like within the Barbie Dream House Adventures, Malibu Barbie usually has like the hair length down to here, and with this doll you can see that it's just so much longer, so you can actually use and play with this one as if it was coming from the Barbie cinematic universe, but with longer hair than usual, and I do like that. Plus the hair, I mean, it's a bit tangled maybe, but I just used my fingers to untangle it, and it's saran, it's very soft, and you can actually hair play with it quite a lot. And then the way it's styled is by using these two are they two? I think so. Two like individual braids that are gathered right there on the top. And she's just looking so cool. Plus, this screening for the face seems to be really good, taking into account that once again I bought this online and I didn't even know what to expect. Now, when I said silver accents, it's because these three dolls actually share silver accents in the shoes as well as the jewelry pieces, but not for this one over here. Like the Millie one doesn't have anything silver at all. So basically the earrings, which are really interesting, like I think that, I mean, her jewelry and her bag are the most like the whole thing is the most interesting to me, in my opinion, and quite possibly the most wearable at the moment without being too tacky, which sometimes it can happen with playline fashions in a way. Probably they're not tacky for children, but for like adults already, they might feel a little bit like that. So anyway, in terms of the earrings, these are the earrings that she's coming with. Of course, these are not meant to be taken off super easily, but once you apply a little bit of like heat, you can take them off, and they're like pearly white in color. And now I also love the choker rose necklace that she's coming with there. I think, I don't know, I don't think I've seen anything quite like that for a very long time. Maybe that a specific accessories coming from like the glamorous Life in the Dream House era. That's what I think. Same as the bag. I mean, I don't think we've seen this bag for a long time. I don't think it is new either, but it might be coming from that Life in the Dream House early 2010 era, in which yeah, the coquette style was much more predominant before the reappearance of it lately. And then there are a couple of pieces. So we find the top, which is just one single piece. Unfortunately, I wish there was like a way to take off the sleeves, just so we can use like the bodies for many other creations. But you can certainly do that because they're like lightly stitched like over there. Having said that, I also have to say that I very much like the concept of it, and I think this is probably the piece that has been most in trend, like for real, in terms of like social media and stuff like that. And so that is a super current piece in a way, or maybe it's a bit dated, but it's just dated, if anything. And there's like a couple of strands there, which gather it to the back, and then there's Velcro. Now, this is like a chiffon material, and then the way the body is constructed, it's really well done. And the glitter, so I don't want you to be confused about how there's no glitter in any of these dolls' fashions. Not in here, not in here, for example, which might give the appearance of glitter, but it is not. It's actually sewn, intertwined thread that has that silvery effect, and then it's pretty thick, so I don't think this is going to break as easily as some other people is just saying, because I feel like this is a super thick material. It's really nicely finished. It might not fry because it's just finished around the hem, and again, there's no glitter there, but it's giving us that effect. And now moving down to these trousers, they're high-waisted, slim fit to the ankle, down to the ankle. And first I thought this material might be the same as this one over here, but it is not. This is like a thick, leathery material that I don't think it will get broken or creased or anything like that over time as much, because it's very, I mean, it's very, very thick. So yeah, I think it's going to be so much more durable than what we might be thinking about. And the effect of both things, I think, is actually quite, again, quite current, quite contemporary, with elements that are coming from the early years of the 2000s, incorporated in the trends of just now. And then to finish the look, we find these platform heels with pointy bead in a strawberry gum color, and these are super cool as well. So let me show you. So they have a little bit of platform. There's like the B logo there, and these are very, in a way, these are also very early 2000s. So yeah, but mixed up with these cut, the slim fit is actually 2010, so it's like a combo of many things happening from different decades, I guess. So this is our number 5, and now we're going to be moving to number 6. Number 6 is our Naomi Campbell from the crowd. I think she looks so awesome, and she's a tall girl, so I mean, her silhouette is very styled, if you will. And what I love most is, well, first of all, this face is just so amazing, and at first, and without having them next to each other, you might think that this is quite pink. In fact, this is very hot pink mixed up with like bubblegum color here, and a little bit of like a magenta for that one accessory there. But this is more of a salmon, orangey pink color in a way, so it's not as pink, and obviously side by side you can see that. And this is giving 80s, right? I don't know, the shape of the dress, the puffy sleeves, the material is exactly the one that I thought it would be. Although it isn't like papery, or it isn't like super cheap once you touch it. I think like they got it here to be like rushed, and the bubble skirt that is all connected in the dress, it's really nicely done. So there's like a double layer here, and it doesn't feel so thin. And even though this is like thinner than this material over here, which is more like thick pleather, I don't think this will break either. I don't know, I think that they've actually increased the durability of the fabrics they're using in a way, because I don't feel them as fragile. And then, well, the face, amazing. She's got a little bit of like salmon eyeshadow, and the very same for the lips. She's just looking, striking for a pose. And then we have these sort of like Gucci style shades with a high pony. And then she comes with super long there's like a couple of different like dark brown colors here in Saran, and it's super long. And if you take into account that this is a tall girl, and that is coming from a taller torso as well as legs, if you were to use this hat over a standard one, then it would be even longer. And so that is giving a very long hair that I think complements this model super nicely. Now I love the twisted hoops in metallic, I mean in silver, in chromatic silver. I think that is always so good. By the way, the screen is very good. It might be a little bit shiny for this one, but I think it's pretty cool. And then for some reason we're getting these gray accessories. Like, I don't really understand why they keep doing that. Like, if we are sort of like following like a silvery like a silver coat, then why gray? I mean, it would have been so easy to produce those necklaces in chromatic silver as well. Anyway, and so the dress is one piece that is that has Velcro on the back. I think it's going to look pretty cool on a standard body as well, because it will just be slightly longer, like cocktail. Well, not like I mean, because right now it's pretty. It's actually quite short. But then it would be like a standard size. And then she's coming with this bag, which we've seen before in white and pearly color, but this time around it's like a salmony pink. And these shoes, because obviously, by the way, all these come with all these dolls come with 11 points of articulation, if I'm not mistaken. So basically neck, shoulder, elbow, wrist, hip, and knee. And for both the tall and the curvy one, they are giving a slightly inclined feet position. So for that, they can actually use these strappy heels in silver. It's more of like a gray tone, but it's actually better achieved than the one that they use here. Anyway, and moving on to our petite one, which is super lovely, and I think it might be the most interesting in terms of like hairstyle. I think, I don't know, I really like what they've done here with these two strands of hair. So basically the color code for this one is like blue in a way, but it's also like all sleek, because that is what I mean, this color, when light is reflected over the fabric, is given to us. So it's like a purpley blue. Now, she's petite. She has like a tan skin complexion with like brown undertones, which is different to the one that we find over here, that you might be thinking that they're coming with the same skin complexion. But no, this one comes with more orange undertones, and this is more like brown, and that is why it's different. And then I really do like her really thick lashes. I think she looks super nice. I mean, quite natural, but then at the same time just accentuating little things such as the lashes without having like a super heavy makeup, but just making a real difference. Then she's coming with this triangular shaped glasses, the top knot there, and then they've gathered these two strands of hair by sewing the hair into the head right here, just creating these two loops. And the hair is darker brown, I would say, than the previous one, and it's a little bit of a mess because it has a bit of gel. So even though I ran my fingers through it, I still have to like brush it properly. And then this is the back of the outfit, which we're going to see in just a moment. This one comes with these like geometrical studs, which is going to prove quite difficult to be taken off, I would say, from the from the doll itself. But they're super nice. Instead of just round studs, they have an angle. They have like a geometrical design, and then there is like this choker in chromatic silver, and then we have this crop top, which is so cool. Basically, you can have it like super long sleeve, like let me show you, like that, or you can create this sort of like bubble effect by putting it up and then going down. This is the very same material that they use here, but this material is different. So this material feels more like this one over here, even though you might think, okay, so both pieces are made out of the same material. It is not. It is the same color, sort of, but not the same material. So this is super soft. I love the way it's like finished around the neck and the crop part around the torso as well. I think it looks amazing. And then the little wrinkles that it creates, it's very natural in you know, the effect. And then moving down, we find this sort of like denim, because it's giving denim, and you know, it doesn't feel like denim once you touch it, but the pattern itself, it's given that. And I think here there are like references to the early 2000s as well, in a way. So it's high-waisted, which is not quite early 2000s per se. These could have like 90s references, but then in a contemporary time. And then there is this belt with little hearts in silver, in gray silver. And the skirt is really nicely done as well. It's really nicely sewn, and then this isn't just like cut, but it's creating the double layer at the bottom. And I don't think this is going to break either, because it's quite thick as well. So really nice material. And just in general, they are giving this sort of like oil slick that has been in fashion for quite some time right now. And then we have these boots, which we've seen before many times, in white, in black, and now we have them in, I think we originally had them in this color for one of the first Barbie looks as well. But this might be a little bit smaller, because I remember that one was the curvy girl, and this is like a petite one, and they don't move as much, so maybe these are like a different size. And then we have our last one, which is Barbie Deluxe style number 8. And wow, I mean, this one is just so sweet. I really do love the face so much, and I think that the screening in all of them is pretty good. That's why I'm like, yeah, trying to point that out over and over. And I do love the hairstyle, which is a bit of like Princess Jasmine, like a bubble side ponytail, like, I don't know. It isn't like a braid, it's like a bubble tail, right? And to achieve that, it has a little bit of like gel, and that can be noticed to the touch. It isn't like solid per se, but you can feel that. And then black elastics, and it has a partition to one of the sides. There's a couple of barrettes here, like hair clips in a pearly white, and then these teardrop earrings, which are so awesome. These are meant to be taken out very easily, so they don't have the triangular bit inside, probably because they are so dainty and, you know, fragile, and otherwise you would break them even if you were to take them off using heat. And I feel like they're super nice. And you know, it's just completely different to the Barbie extra look, like especially the earrings, for example. The studs here, these ones over here, these ones over here, they're so much more subtle and fragile, if in a way. And then there's a couple of like 2 more pearly white necklaces, and she comes with a like a beaded silver bracelet as well. Then this bag, we've seen it so many times, unfortunately. It's purple with like embedded glitter as part of the color. And then these two pieces, which I think is lovely. At a first glance, you might feel like there's glitter on it, but it is not. It is exactly like what was happening here. Very similar though. I mean, this one has more texture because there's much more thread to it, and it's a bit rough, but it's actually part of the fabric. So it doesn't have glitter, it's not shedding, and it's just looking perfectly bright and everything. So I wish they were using this sort of like fabric for the Disney princesses, for example, that sometimes they've just put a lot of glitter on top of the fabric instead of using something like it, which ages better, and it just looks better as well, in my opinion, and doesn't have the problem of like shedding. So we have like this ruffle top with velcro on the back, and then we have these high-waisted shorts in the same lavender color, and moving down we have strappy platform heels, which I don't really like as much because I feel like they do feel a bit weird. I don't know, the shape of them maybe, but it's cool because we never have enough curvy, or shoes for curvy and tall dolls, and these are new ones for them, so that's pretty cool. And it goes with the theming of adding silver accents, which we don't see here. But anyhow, this has been the combined review of the four different models from series to deluxe style. I really do like it much more than what I was originally thinking I would be, because yeah, especially having them side by side, I can feel those subtle differences and attempts to reach the scheme and the trend that they're following. And the dolls themselves are really beautiful. The quality control is pretty cool as well. The screening. So yeah, I mean, I just wish that they probably were coming with something else for the given price. But maybe it's just me. I don't know. I hope you've enjoyed the video and it's been helpful to all of you considering adding one of these dolls or probably the whole bunch to your own collection. If that is the case, don't forget to give me a like, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and let me know what you think in the comment section down below. As always, I will be more than happy to get back to all of you. For now, stay safe and I'll see you all very, very soon. Bye bye.